As a student of life, always trying to improve upon myself and learn more about the world, I recently picked up a book called The 4-Hour Workweek, and I decided to share some thoughts on unhappiness and fear I picked up from the book. Hey guys, it's Daniel, and today I'm going to be talking about unhappiness, fear, insecurity, all that bad stuff, and how we can combat it in our own lives and how we can move forward and really use it to our advantage. So as I said, this week I've been reading the book The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferris, and the book is basically just about how you can reclaim your time in your work and all that good stuff to basically end up only doing like 4 hours of work a week and then just enjoying the rest of it. And the whole idea is that you can sort of experience this through mini retirements, so maybe taking like a month off and just going and doing what you do in your retirement stage, as opposed to waiting 40 years of work and then getting to the end of that and having your 20 odd years of retirement at the end. And really it's about claiming back time that you have already and just trying to push yourself to be more free, I guess, to enjoy life better, not just be bogged down by work. So the 4-Hour Workweek, in one of the early chapters, it talks about fear, because it talks about fear holding you back from being able to have a 4-hour work week. And to sort of sell that point, it talks about the fear of, I guess, loads of time, the fear of being able to talk to your boss about doing what you want to do, the fear of leaving your job, the fear of losing your job, all that stuff. And it can really relate to other areas of life as well. So of course, as we all know, fear holds us back from doing things that we would like to do. And that's sort of the difference between unhappiness and security. Because a lot of things that we fear, we'd rather stay in the state that we're in, which might be in some place where we're not as happy as we potentially could be, or we're even unhappy, but it's secure. So we stay in that area of our lives and we just stay driven in that mindset. And then we really hold ourselves back through that. And one sort of phrasing that Tim Ferris used in the book, which is really good, is being in a mindset of don't happy, be worry. And yeah, a lot of people seem to be in that mindset. They can't let go of the worries, so they can't truly be happy with how they're living. So to start getting over the fears, in the book, it talks about defining fears. Because if you don't define your fears, you can't conquer your fears. And one thing we really need to think about is, are we comfortable or settling? Because comfortability is always good in life. It doesn't really push us out, and at a certain point in life we will just have to stay comfortable, we will just have to chill, and essentially that will be when we're at our happiness. That comfortability can just seem like security as well, but sometimes outside of our comfort zone is where the growth is, but that is also where the fear lies and where the least security lies as well. It can seem daunting pursuing your dreams and letting go of your security just for a bet, a what if, whereas there is security here, and although it's not the best of life that you can experience, you're fine here because there's no worries, there's no fears, it's just a less than happy life. And really, if you think about it, if you take the leap of whatever is holding you back and jump into that fear, what's the worst that could happen? Like, will you really be that far off what you were before that? And how much will it really take for you to get back to where you were as well? These are things you really need to think about. And in order to think about that and move forward as well, after defining your fears, there's the anti-fear framework, which was in the book. So this included the questions of: define your nightmare scenario if you did what you want to do. 2, what steps would be needed to repair the damage? 3, what are the overall outcomes or benefits on you if it all goes well? 4, if you were fired today, what would you do for finance? So that one is much more focused on work life. 5, what are you putting off out of fear? 6, what is it costing you financially, emotionally, and physically to postpone the action? And 7, what are you waiting for? And really asking yourself these questions about basically any action that might be holding you back, that you're scared to start. I don't know, starting a business, an Instagram account to share your studying, something like that, something small. Moving to a new place, I don't know, asking that girl out on the date. You could literally apply this anti-fear framework to that and be like, okay, this is the worst that could happen. Now we know it, now it's down on paper, you can really realize it, as opposed to going through terrible scenarios in your head where, I don't know, you die or whatever. Because that most likely is not going to happen. The worst things we think about realistically aren't going to be the worst outcomes. And one quote I really liked as well is, action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. So as a final message, I really feel like this video could come in handy for myself in life. If I'm ever feeling like I'm fearing a decision, then I'm going to look back on this and I'm basically going to get my old self to kick my new future self and be like, what are you doing? This is a very good memo for that. And life is too short ultimately to be held back by your fears. There are a lot of excuses we make throughout our time in life which are made out of fear, like, oh, I can't do this now because of this, or this thing could happen, so I can't dedicate that to be able to achieve this goal. These are just fears talking, and these really just hold you back. There's a lot of things we can do. We have a lot of potential. We're never out of potential. You're only out of potential when you say, I've stopped learning, and then at that point you're just done, and there we go. When you give up, that's it. But if you stay in it, you're moving forward and you're not letting that fear win. And a final point coming straight from the dome, don't be held back because time isn't holding back. So thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a thumbs up and share this with anyone who you think it would be relevant to. And if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I'm almost at 300 subscribers. And also, I'm trying to hit 500 streams on Spotify in the week for my new song. So go check that out if you haven't already, and tell a friend to tell a friend. And I'll talk to you in the next video.